This is a demo of using WebSphere Portal to create a dashboard to look at IVR data. I'm going to log into Portal here. And when I log in, I have 3 different tabs that are available to me because Portal knows who I am and provides the navigation for me. I have the current hour, transaction details, and historical data. Right now I'm in the current hour tab. I'm going to scroll down here so we can see. The data in each of these 3 views is the current hour. This is what's happening in the IVR system right now for these 5 different applications. So we can see floating over this chart that Corp has this number of calls and Boost Open has this number. If I wanted to look at completed calls, I can see the completed calls compared to total calls for each of these applications right here. Again, this is the current hour. And then the transfers is available and completions. Each one of these views has an automatic update feature, so it's going to refresh every minute or every 30 seconds or whatever value, and that's either configurable by the end user, so I can customize my own, or an administrator can set that for everybody. One feature of this page is I can adjust the date range that I want. Right now, like I said, it's current hour, but let's say I wanted to look and see what was going on last week for these same queries. So all calls for last week is right here, and completed calls. What if I wanted to know about last month? I can get that information, and you can see you can actually edit the start and end date yourself, or you can just pick from one of the available options, or I can go back to the current hour. So all these are settings that you can use to go back and forth and see. I want to see what happens, what the IVR system looked like at any point in time. If I go up to the next tab, transaction details, this gives me a little information about certain aspects of the IVR. I can see here's the success rate by transaction, and this is for today. So if I want to look at the success rate by transaction, I get this information. You can see that certain transactions have a red in the failure rate. I float my cursor over and I see that means the failure rate is greater than 5%. So there's a nice status visual indicator there. If I were to click on this, any one of these, I can see some detail over here on the right by hour for today. So here's the date, and I can really change this view to customize what I'm seeing. Right now it's the raw count showing both successes and failures. This is one that didn't have many failures, so we can't really see much of the data, but I'm going to pick this one because there's a little more failures on this transaction, so you can see there's the failures. But if I wanted to just see them by themselves, I can have this view. This is just the failures. You can see the chart customize or adjust itself to show the data, and the successes are here. And then I can go back to both, or I can just actually show the percents of success and failures for both or individually. This page over here, the table is by default sorted by the total count of transactions, but I can click on a title here, and now I can sort by success. This is low to high, or show me success high to low. Failures, this might be one that's important. I can sort by failures and see the ones that are really causing a problem, drill into that, and take a look at what's happening at any point in time during the day. So because it's 5:36 p.m., I see from midnight to the 5 o'clock hour. This is current data for this particular view, success rate by transaction, and then the detail. If I were to go to the third tab, that's historical data. I can see this gives me kind of an overview of what's going on in general. This is the big picture view of my IVR. I can see all calls by month for each application. So right now I can see January through November, December. Well, this is the whole year, and if I float my cursor over, I can see the total calls for December is about 54 million. I click into that. I can drill down, and that's another feature of the dashboard here. I can now drill down. So now we have totals for December for these 5 transactions, or these 5 applications. So Boost Closed has about 10 million. I can click on that and drill down and see a nice chart showing on each day what was the actual value. So day 14, there's the value, 317K. That's just for one view. If I go over to the middle view, it has a similar approach, but a little bit different, because here we have a chart, which is the default view, or I can switch it to say I want a table view. It's the same data, just represented a little differently, and I can click to drill down and to see by default the chart, or again, I can go to the table. So we really allow the user to customize the look and feel. I prefer charts or I prefer tables. Exit to agent is similar to what we've seen in the last page, that we had this nice accordion, so we can put a little more data on the page. These are the different kinds of exits, so transfers, completions is also here, and hangups. The last one I wanted to go to is the API transactions, which is here on the left. We have another couple of features here. First, you can see that we can sort on either one. Now that flicker was this view up here updating itself. See, it refreshes itself every minute, I think, is the value I've set here, so I get to see the latest data. But if I were to look here, I see there's some icons. On the left is a little informational icon. It says the failure rate is greater than 0.5%, and there's a little pop-up pie chart showing that. The next one, the failure rate is greater than 1%, so that's a little more significant. The third one has a little happy face because the failure rate is less than 0.5%. Of course, I can drill down in each one of these and see other data. I can sort and find out exactly what's going on here. If I were to return back to this level, there is an icon here to export this information. If I wanted to actually put it in an Excel spreadsheet and take a look at the data, I can see here it is. This is the information. I can take this with me. I can manipulate how I want. I can sort different ways. Take this on the plane, or do my own pivot tables and things I can do that I can't do from the website. So that's a brief look at one way to present information on a dashboard using WebSphere Portal.